The Xcode interface. Xcode's single window interface provides an extraordinary amount of functionality. This includes various kinds of code and graphical editors, an assortment of ways to navigate a project, a debugger, and many context-sensitive utility panes. The Xcode interface includes 5 main areas: the navigator area on the left, an editor area which sits in the middle and can house several different kinds of editors, the utility area on the right, which contains many inspectors and a library of resources, the toolbar, where you perform many common tasks, such as running applications, and the debugger at the bottom of the screen, which may not be displayed as you read this. Navigation. As you progress through this book, you'll be introduced to more of Xcode's functionality and some of its specialty tools. For now, there are some basic tasks you need to be able to do to continue working, such as navigating between parts of your project. This is done using the navigation area. Tip: if you ever need to remind yourself about functionality in Xcode's interface, the Xcode overview is accessible via Window, Xcode Overview. There are 3 parts to the navigation area: the navigation bar, the content area, and the filter bar. In the content area, you can choose files or other parts of your project, such as errors and warnings, depending on which pane of the navigation area you're in. You'll mostly be working in the Project Navigator pane to navigate and manage the groups and files in your project. 8 panes are available: Project Navigator, explore, group, add, and delete files in your project. Symbol Navigator, browse the symbols in your project. Find Navigator, search your codebase using various options and filters. Issue Navigator, view browser errors, warnings, and diagnostic notes. Test Navigator, navigate, create, run, manage, and review unit tests. Debug Navigator, examine thread and stack information while your app is running. Breakpoint Navigator, tune and manage breakpoints. And Report Navigator, view a history of your activities, such as debugging and running your app. Each of these navigator panes is accessed through the corresponding navigation bar button and has its own specialized content area and filter bar. The filter bars act as a way to filter the items in the content area to those matching your search or specific conditions. You'll learn more about these other panes throughout the book, as well as the many kinds of editors that reside in the editor area, such as the project editor, which you see when you first open a project, or when you click the top-level item in the Project Navigator's file tree. 2 of the most commonly used editors are the Source Editor. You'll use Interface Builder to begin building your interface soon. Editing code. Before you learn about Interface Builder, it's best to understand the Source Editor. It has all the features you expect in any source code editor, such as syntax highlighting and code completion. Plus, it has many features that have been built to improve your productivity: static code analysis, mistake corrections that can be quickly accessed, refactoring tools, and snippets from the utility area, which we'll look at next. Utilities. Each inspector pane in the top section of the utility area is fairly content-sensitive. As you continue through the book, you'll be introduced to the different contexts. 2 panes are always accessible, though. File Inspector allows you to view and manage file metadata, and Quick Help, a great tool when you want to know more about something you're using, especially code. The lower section of the utility area, above the controllers section, provides a library of materials for you to work with. The icons mean the following from left to right. File Template Library, many file templates that you can drag into the Project Navigator pane. Code Snippet Library, a variety of handy code snippets to use in your code. Object Library, objects to use in Interface Builder to build your UI. And Media Library, all the media in your project. We'll look at the debugging area in Chapter 16, which only leaves the toolbar. From the toolbar, you can perform many common tasks. In the middle is the Activity Viewer, which displays the status of currently running activities, such as building your project. On the left side of the Activity View are the Run and Stop buttons, which you use to run and stop your application. Beside these is the Scheme menu, where you can choose the product you want to run and which device or simulator to use to run them on. The buttons on the right control Xcode itself. The first set of buttons, the Editor Configuration buttons, lets you choose which mode your editor should be in. The next set lets you show and hide the left, Navigation, bottom, Debugger, and right, Utility panels. These options either give you more room or provide access to the tools you're after. With all that out of the way, you should now understand how to navigate files and be able to name the parts of the screen. That means you're ready for the good part, getting Hello World on the screen.